All right, welcome back to another episode of Locked On Hoops with myself, Ben, and Jamel, coming at you right in the thick in the heat of summer. What's going on?
The heat of summer is right. It's about 100 degrees here right now, but I'm here to perform a little welfare check on you. I'm not sure if you heard, but Angel Reese and Jalen Durham has been seen together. I should say. Um,
Yeah. When I seen that, my heart was broken. Man, I was like, man, my impossible chance is over with.
yep. So you definitely got to stay out from comments now.
Yeah, I definitely gotta stay out the DMs now.
It's a no-fly zone. Like nobody's getting flued out.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. On that note, while you're hoping to get flown out somewhere. Another person, Gordon Hayward, he's flying straight into retirement. He just announced his retirement from the NBA after I think he's been in since 2011. It's crazy. He's been in since 2011, like 8 years since before LeBron, and LeBron is still playing.
Yeah. It's wild. He's just never been the same. Had that injury. And I think people were basically paying him on potential, and it just never panned out. So, I
Yeah,
mean, all hey, praise to him though, man. The dude got a massive contracts and only had one All-Star appearance.
yep. And I think he could have still been a difference maker. I think him being banished to OKC and not even playing in the playoffs kind of hurt standing a lot with teams. You know what? this guy might this guy this guy might have lost a step or two, so we're not gonna, give him a good contract or give him like X amount of minutes within a game. But I think he still could have at least been a six man for a contending team, at least playing at least what, like 15 minutes off the bench just to shoot.
Yeah, something. I mean, he went from a 4-year, $120 million contract that he got with the Hornets. This was in 2020, and then he had the same thing prior, had a 4-year, 128 million. So, it, man, it's wild. But yeah, man, he's going to Cancun right now for sure.
Yep. And I forgot he used to play for the Jazz back in the day. And
Yeah,
I think he just stayed in Utah way too long in the aftermath of the Darren Williams era during that rebuilding process. Um, he played his best years in Utah, and he just waited, way too long before he actually got hurt. Kind of like how I kind of feel the same way about Kemba Walker. Like he played way too long in Charlotte. When he finally left, that's when his body started to break down. And he's
yeah,
off for early retirement, also from the 2011 draft too.
yeah. I agree. That's a good comparison there. Kimba had, I think, a better all around game, but yeah, I see what you're doing there.
Yep, just stay way too long
Yeah, one place. Even
wait.
I mean, man, I hate to see what happened to IT. Man, it maybe he stayed too long in Boston. I don't know, but
Nah,
they
like the situation was sort of different. Like he was bouncing around like the league until he found a home in Boston,
yeah, Boston was yeah,
and the wheels fell off from there.
right.
So yeah, but shout out to IT. I think he still has a lot left in him. Like at the very least, he could at least be playing in the Olympic 3-on-3.
Please, can
Like
somebody needs to get over there? Like,
I
what?
seen
Why you didn't get the big three? Like that's all they do. They play 3-on-3. Why you didn't get the big three? Some of them guys to play.
I seen Jimmer Fredette. I forgot way about him.
Yeah, yeah. He was that college sensation, but never really panned out in the league. But then went to I think he went to China or somewhere. Was scoring like
Yep.
100 points a game.
And don't talk about the Westchester Knicks legend like that.
Westchester Knicks, man. Wow. But yeah, this 3-on-3 thing is wild. It's just not seeming to be what our game at all. And there's not a lot of well-known names. You got Cannon, This kid is they said he was like a car salesman or something or an insurance agent. And he's playing on the 3-on-3 team. So it's like not a lot of
Yeah,
like
and
well-known players.
they have Rick Barry's son.
Yeah,
I forget
yeah,
his name.
yeah. Cannon Barry is his name. Yeah,
And like honestly, I even know Rick Barry had another son after the other two had retired from the NBA.
yeah.
So I'm
Me
like,
either.
so it kind of seems like they're just pulling dudes off the street. And if that's the case, I know a whole bunch of dudes at the cage and on West Fourth in New York City, Dykeman. If I go to any playground, just pick up the best three people, which I'm
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah. You could have done a lot better than that. Yeah, I agree with you, man. There's people on every corner, every block, every basketball court that can play better than these cats.
and the women's 3-on-3, they haven't been fared well, this Olympics neither. They haven't won a game in the group stage left, and I'm not sure about the semantics, but I think they're facing the possibility of elimination in the next couple games if they don't start stringing some wins together. And I feel kind of bad because I like Haley Van Lith, and like she's always like the butt of people's jokes for some reason.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They've been struggling mightily, and they just lost to what was this team that they? It was like not Serbia. It was another some type of European
I think
country, but
Germany.
yeah. But they're not at any level of competition. They're not competing well, and I just don't think. Honestly, I don't think that Team USA focused on their 3-on-3. I think there was like this is an extra sport. We're not really focused on it, and they put all their resources into obviously the big Team USA, the 5-on-5 teams.
If that was the case, they could have got Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and like two
Really?
like one other WNBA player just to kind of give
Yeah.
that like a little bit.
Yeah. I just don't think they put in enough effort. I think that's just what it ended up coming down to. And the results are showing that they didn't put in enough effort.
And if that's the case, I'm throwing my name in the hat for 2028 in California. I'm not gonna be too old to compete in in those Olympics. So hey,
Yeah. Hey, three on
they
three.
got
I'm,
Global
I'm sure they.
Drivers.
Yeah, yeah. 3-on-3 is
Shit,
that's right up your alley right there. Go and send that email real quick.
they might. I was watching one of them 3-on-3 games, and I seen one of the dudes flop on concrete. Like this dude was wild.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And actually, they just lost. They just lost to Australia today. So I
Oh,
think it's a wrap.
and while we're on the women, their regular Olympic team, um, as of now, they're up four against Belgium, 29-24. I really don't see them losing the game. Like, I don't think they lost the game since I was a kid, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, since I can remember the same way. I think this talent is not equal. It's not even. And yeah, the women's team is. I don't think they have any issue.
And at least they'll send out Diana Taurasi on a good note with another
Yeah,
Olympic gold medal.
yeah, yeah,
She could be
definitely.
missing, like, I'm not sure of her pronouns. I don't want to mispronounce her, if that's the correct verb. But
Yeah,
but she could be Mrs. Captain America, and Carmelo could be Captain America.
yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, yeah, definitely. She definitely want to go out on top. And they're up. Yeah, like you said, about four. Yeah, I don't see any comparison. And I think most of the time the women that go over and play in these other countries are from the WNBA. So if they don't their talent is playing against them in all these other countries.
I was kind of rooting for the Nigerian national women's team. Um, they got obliterated today by France and their referees. But yeah, shout out to them. I hope they continue to do well for a young nation. They had a little upset a couple days ago, and I'm just rooting for them. Like I
Yeah,
don't expect them to medal or do anything spectacular, but at least have a good showing.
yeah, I hear you. I feel the same way about Sudan, even though they end up
Mhm.
losing. But hearing the story, man, I don't know if you heard the story. Luau Ding's been supporting them, and then they have Royal Ivy as the coach. I mean, so it's that's a story that I definitely was watching close. So shout out to Luau Ding, man.
True to life, cool runnings, pretty much.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, it's funny and true. You're not lying at all. Like they have no outside, no inside courts, and people have been clowning on them and everything, but they just put their head down and work.
You've been talking to me way too long. Like I just heard you just ding out facts. Like, all right, I can see my influence. What's next? Dead ass now? Um,
Maybe,
it's all
maybe.
good.
Yeah, yeah. We've been rubbing off each other for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I'm watching the women's now. I really don't expect anything out the ordinary to happen with them, which kind of brings me to the men's side. Boy, like Steve Kerr, I kind of seen it during the Warriors 22 playoff run, how people was calling him a bad coach. But now I'm definitely seeing it now.
Yeah, it's he's his decisions. And I'm not actually I'm not gonna bash him. I mean, I think it's a matchup thing. Plus, I don't know, if he how much he cares about playing the star names or whatever. So I think it's just a matter of just putting it out there to win the game. I don't even think he's focused on whoever getting too many minutes
Oh
and
no.
all that.
Game one, he didn't play Tatum at all.
Yeah,
Uh, I'm sure Jason Tatum didn't mind, but also that's kind of hurting his brand. Like he's the
yeah,
only
not
player
having him
that
on.
didn't
Yeah,
play, and he's on a team full of like NBA All Stars, and like even Derek White got minutes over him. So like on that end, I can see how that can hurt his brand a little bit, especially coming off winning the NBA championship with the Celtics.
right. Right.
Then in game two, the other day, Steve Kerr didn't play Embiid at all, which honestly he was a bad fit for this team. Like I hate to sound like your hero Donald Trump, but uh,
Fake
like
news.
I'm still not sure how he ended up on Team USA. I think him playing on like Cameroon or like even France might have been like a better option for him because he just doesn't fit this team makeup.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, and the fact that he dished his two home countries, I don't get that at all. If you would have went to Cameroon, we would have made, I think, a lot more buzz for your country and a lot more impact than on this team. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know I don't know if he's really explaining what his thinking process was. But yeah, he would have been better off going to France or Cameroon.
I'm just waiting for that first sneak this on Twitter to Steve Kerr. Because like of all people like Tatum, he's more reserved and quiet, so he just might, just accept
Yeah,
that he's playing and go about his business. But and he's gonna do something that's passive aggressive.
right, right. He gonna make a sly comment or he gonna post a tweet. You're right. That's his way of getting back. But I mean, hey, this is what he chose. Like you can't be too mad.
Facts. And whenever they release the schedule, I'm definitely gonna have Sixers and Warriors highlighted on my game watching experience.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah,
that first game.
yeah, yeah. That's definitely gonna be a game to watch. Definitely mark that one. Mark that one on your calendar.
And I think Paul George might have been a better fit while we were on Sixers than Embiid.
Yeah, yeah. I would have rolled with that.
Or just go back to the old rule and just get the best college player and just don't play him, just like how they do it to Embiid.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. I mean, I think that's leave that roster spot open. to that Legato one player of the year. Just do it like that. Just make it easy. Now this year you wouldn't be able to do that because I think you got what's his name is playing for his country, I believe.
Who's that?
Uh Edie. Wasn't Edie playing for his
I was
Canada?
I don't think so. Like I didn't see him play. Like I know he was dealing with an ankle injury during summer league. That was the last I like I that was the last I've seen from him.
Okay.
Yeah, but nobody wants to see Zach Edey.
Yeah, he probably would have been on the end of the bench anyway.
Facts, man. There's a lot of interesting things going on beyond the world of sports. I'm sure you're aware of it, but your personal hero Donald Trump pulled up to NABJ the other day, or not the other day, but on Wednesday, and boy, it felt like a SNL skit, but it was real life. And
Yeah,
we usually don't talk politics here. We never do. Like I'm not gonna tell you who to vote for, who not to vote for. If you want to vote for Kamala Harris, um, I know in New York, a lot of brothers call her, well, a lot of brothers call her Mother Rikers after Rikers Island. That's the jail up there because of
yeah,
her past. But just vote because the way this world is going, this is the only way that you can control the outcome of what happens. And even if the outcome isn't the outcome that you wanted, at least you had to say in it. So,
yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't complain if you don't actually go out and vote, and that's just not voting in the major elections, but the local elections. I think that's the part where we fall short. So yeah, I mean, this is your duty to go out and vote.
while we're on voting, a part of me wants Donald Trump to come back to Twitter because like even though it's not a funny thing to joke about, but that whole Q&A session that he had was straight comedy. Like how you was in school and you had a presentation, but you wasn't prepared for, so you just started dancing around everything and just started talking nonsense.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what the whole thing kind of reminded me of. Kind of like how Doc Rivers is as a head coach,
yeah, yeah. No,
just
I
sitting on
agree.
his clipboard, just writing nothing.
Yeah, yeah. He's everything he does is pure comedy. Like if you're expecting to get some serious policy out of him or something that you can take away, it's going to be a punchline. That's what you're going to take away. You're not going to take away a man. He really said this about uh, unemployment or something. This is just it's just who he is. I mean, he's not changing anytime soon.
And if he gets reelected again, you know, I wonder what initiatives athletes, especially like NBA players, what initiatives they might have to, get people to like have their voices heard. I know a couple of years ago, might have been in 20 election, where they like the NBA didn't play for a day and they had their polling stations open. I mean, not their polling stations, but their arena open for people to vote. I'm not sure if they're gonna do that again this year, but I think that would be a dope thing for them to do.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree with you there. I mean, I think it's you gotta ask for what you want, and just like I mean, NBA players are citizens, so I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Facts.